One thing you did mention in your piece is something called automatic stabilizers, which actually have a pretty big, if unseen, effect on the budget and the economy. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that and why that's in your proposal?
Yeah, so automatic stabilizers are policies that automatically increase spending or reduce taxes during tough economic times and do the opposite when times are good. So in some sense, it's unemployment insurance is kind of the quintessential automatic stabilizer, because when you have a recession, more people are unemployed, and so they claim more benefits, which increases government spending, which puts more stimulus into the economy. And then as the economy recovers, they come off, they stop collecting benefits, spending goes down, and the deficit goes down. And so you put in place these programs to kind of smooth out government spending over the course of the business cycle and make it more responsive to the environment in which it's needed. And I think there's a lot of room to strengthen those automatic stabilizers, both by having benefit levels change as unemployment rises. You can have tax policies that are more flexible. I think, in terms of what the specifics should be, that's we put out some ideas in the past. I think where I come at this with this commission idea is I think it's something that Congress needs to talk more about the specifics of than they have. We put out ideas. Brookings had a book, I think it was about a year ago, called Recession Remedies that had suggestions here. And we need to look at all those suggestions and figure out what can be implemented and how we can make our policy more dynamic and responsive to crises, so we are not kind of waiting for Congress to pass these changes after they're needed. I think we've seen that Congress in the past is able to delegate certain economic policies and take a hands-off approach. The one obvious one that comes to mind with me, speaking of an earlier segment, is Social Security. It used to be the case that Congress would adjust the benefit levels each year, and they would take this vote and they would increase Social Security benefits to keep up with cost of living. And then eventually they indexed it to grow with prices, and so benefits to grow with prices. And now benefits are automatically adjusted. And we haven't had a vote to do a broad-based Social Security benefit increase in my lifetime. So nothing that's been signed into law. And so I think that part of what took the impetus away from Congress doing that is that it's been automatically indexed. And yes, that there might have been that if you hadn't had that indexation, Congress may have had more pressure to do a benefit increase that was more than the cost of living. And so it actually, I think, it helped make the process more, or it helped make the benefit increase more in line with what it should be as a result. I think the other counter I would say is, yes, we saw the politicians wanting to show that they were doing something in this crisis and do too much as a result. But in 2009, they didn't do enough. And I think that, if there were this perpetual problem of politicians always overshooting, I would agree. But I think that when we've seen sometimes they overshoot and sometimes they undershoot, it's better to try to Goldilocks it. And if it doesn't work, and if they continuously overshoot, if we did this automatic stabilizer and then they did discretionary stimulus on top and that pushed us over and we had inflation, I would like to think that they will learn their lesson from that, and that will no longer be a popular way to go about it.